Man United player ratings versus Newcastle. New goalkeeper, same result.
Altay Baindir blunder sums up dismal defensive display as Red Devils suffer rotten warm-up for crucial Lyon rematch.
The backup keeper looked shaky after replacing Andre Onana, and he wasn't the only one as Ruben Amorim's side were thrashed on Tyneside. Manchester United thought they had just one dodgy goalkeeper. It turns out they have two. Altay Bayındır made his long-awaited Premier League debut against Newcastle on Sunday to give the hapless Andre Onana time to disconnect after his dismal showing at Lyon, but the Turk ended up making his fellow goalkeeper feel better after blundering in a damaging 4-1 defeat for Ruben Amorim's side. Bayındır gifted Bruno Guimaraes a late goal which completed a rout for the Magpies after a Harvey Barnes double had already put them on their way to victory in a rampant second-half display. Alejandro Garnacho had cancelled out Sandro Tonali's opener in the first half, but United failed to compete in the second period and will be low on confidence for Thursday's Europa League quarter-final second leg against Lyon. Amorim made 5 changes to his lineup, which included leaving Onana out of the squad altogether, and Bayındır was beaten in the second minute by Joe Linton, only for the Brazilian to be denied by the offside flag. There was no reprieve when Tonali volleyed Newcastle ahead in the 24th minute, though, after a delightful piece of skill from Alexander Isak, who flicked the ball into the air and guided it into the path of the Italian. United responded with a well-worked counterattack, beginning with some clever play from Manuel Ugarte to release Diogo Dalot, who in turn played in Garnacho to control the ball with his right foot and then fire it in off the post with a confident strike. His celebration, posing in front of the Gallowgate end, exuded confidence, or to be more accurate, arrogance. Newcastle got themselves back in front early in the second half with a sweeping move finished off by Barnes which completely dazzled United's defenders. The Red Devils had another setback soon after when Joshua Zirkzee hobbled off with a painful-looking injury, and things got even worse when Noussair Mazraoui slipped over after a challenge from Barnes and the midfielder tore past the visitors' bumbling defenders to score again. Surprisingly, that was not the worst moment of the game, which came soon after when Bayındır played the ball straight to Joe Linton, who nodded it to a grateful Guimaraes and the Brazilian rifled in the fourth.
Altay Baindir, 3 decimi.
Looked nervous even before his late howler. A good save from Isak on the rebound was the only positive note from a very shaky display, completed by a gaff to rival Onana's latest work.
Noussair Mazraoui, 4 decimi.
His slip handed Newcastle their third and ended all hope of a comeback. Before that he had defended well, in keeping with his consistent performances of late.
Victor Lindelof, 5 decimi.
Did okay in the first half but couldn't cope with Newcastle's speed freaks when they turned it on after the break. Lenny Yoro, 5 out of 10. One of United's better performers in Lyon, he was brought back down to earth and given a brutal reminder of the physical intensity of the best sides in the Premier League.
Diogo Dalot, 5 decimi.
Good going forward, helping with Garnacho's leveler. But off the pace defensively, as Livramento cruised past him.
Christian Eriksen, 4 decimi.
Contributed to a stylish move involving Fernandes and Zirkzee, but this was not the right game for his pedestrian pace and Newcastle's hyper-intense midfield destroyed him.
Manuel Ugarte, 5 decimi.
Played a key role in the equalizer, but his sloppy passing was also on display and he could not live with Newcastle's formidable midfield trio.
Harry Amas, 6 decimi.
An encouraging full debut for United and didn't contribute to the worst moments as he had been taken off in the 55th minute.
Bruno Fernandes, 5 decimi.
Responsible for a couple of nice passages of play, but this was not his strongest display and it looked as if, understandably, he was reserving some energy for Lyon.
Joshua Zirkzee, 15.
Should have done better with his first half attempt. Played some nice moves and he will be missed against Lyon after coming off with a worrying injury.
Alejandro Garnacho, 7 decimi.
At last scored against a team other than Leicester, producing a top-draw finish. Taken off early in the second half with one eye on Lyon. Ruben Amorim said he will wait to make a decision on his goalkeeper for Manchester United's crucial Europa League clash with Lyon after omitting Andre Onana from the defeat to Newcastle United on Sunday. Onana was left out of Sunday's game after making 2 costly mistakes in the 2-2 first-leg draw with Lyon on Thursday. Altay Bayındır made his Premier League debut against Newcastle, but endured a difficult afternoon as United lost 4-1. The Turkey international was at fault for Newcastle's 4th goal when his pass was cut out by Joe Linton and Bruno Guimaraes was left with a simple finish. "You guys have to wait," said Amorim when asked which of his goalkeepers will start against Lyon. "We are going to start the next week tomorrow, Monday, and I'm going to choose the best starting 11 for the next one. Amorim was critical of United's second-half performance at St. James Park, during which Newcastle were gifted 3 goals. Alejandro Garnacho cancelled out Sandro Tonali's opener just before halftime, but a dire display after the break ruined any chance of earning a result. When we suffered the second goal in the beginning of the second half, we went down, and we need to be better in these moments. We need to control it, said Amorim. They are already a really good team, but the mistakes we made during the game helped the team to win confidence and win the game. Defeat for United was their 14th of the season and means they are now mathematically guaranteed to end the campaign with their lowest ever points total in the Premier League era. It's the reflection of our season, said Amorim. We need to accept that and to move forward and try to do things so much better in the future so we don't have this kind of season again.